Right, so my name's Paul Andrew, and I am just a person living in a city in England. This statement goes out really to all the people in the police force who are probably struggling to get the rest of the police force working as they should. So this is going to be to all the real police force in England. And I say the fact, as I said then, the real police force, because among our large, very large and well armed police force, there is real, honest and trustworthy members of our force who do stick to the word of the law, whether or not other members of their team do not. Whether or not being honest and just keeps them from ever gaining any more promotion or not. There's people within our police force who are probably hated, but they were brought up in the right manner, and being trustworthy was possibly the one reason they joined the police force, to be a law providing service from the heart. Well, us the public need you, the good officers. We all want you, and we definitely all need you. So we all should possibly seek out and name honest, good, God-fearing members out there of our police force. We, there will be people like myself who've come across and can name quality, trustworthy, honesty, and we've felt it within our dealings for whatever the reason may be. Some of you will be able to say the police officer's name from the top of your mind. He was such officer, and he dealt with me, and he was absolutely perfect, beyond reproach. We all should ask and vote, if not demand, you, the good police officers, be given the help to take charge, promotion, and bring the biggest gang, it is the biggest gang, our police force, back from this knife edge corruption, back from this dangerous position they are in. If they are in charge of the complaint system, how and when to decide to investigate crimes, the implementation of taking people to court. If they don't put the paperwork in, why would the CPS take someone to court? A lot of us aren't too fussed, but for some law-abiding citizens, when they make a complaint of something happening to them, it's holding them it's holding them back. And some people have had years of pain through not having that help they felt was there working for them. In effect, a police force what would not do in their eyes what they felt the police force was there for, and the only reason they rung for help, because the police should be there to help people. That's what I feel. And yes, we can't say there isn't good police officers. We can. There is. But they will need people's backings to be able to get to a position in their police force to be able to implement changes, really just force a standard, the real beginning police force quality standard of being there for that reason and that reason only, to help and protect and deal with people's worries and stresses and crimes which are implemented against them and their families. We need to bring our police force back from that edge. It's a dangerous position. In my case, I can prove 20 years of not being helped. But along the line, and as a child, I have come across good police officers. We cannot, as a public, define all are bad. We just can't. There is people like myself who can say police officers' names who they trust. We need a police force that really gets back to a police force like the good and yourselves, the good police officers. We need to get back to that point where that wording, beyond reproach. If everywhere and everything you do is correct and it's within the guidelines of your constitution as a police officer, we cannot ask for more. We cannot ask you to do anything but the right thing. But you officers, the good ones, have to think about this and not just turn a blind eye anymore to what you see and hear and come across. It's time for the good police officers to possibly consider that we, the public, may really back you to get into that position of power, and you would be able to write down numerous incidents you've come across personally which you felt was wrong. We can see this where police officers, high up police officers, are approaching and giving information on incidents, whatever happened in the past. We see this now, today, in our society. Police officers holding their head up high and saying, look, no, I seen something wrong then, and I seen this. It was wrong. I as yet do not know what or how the public can help secure yourselves in a position within the police force where you yourself lay these guidelines which are there and just need abiding to, and pushing the point that our police force needs to get back to a trusted and trustworthy part of our lives, our daily lives, people's daily lives. If there's any suggestions of helping, campaigning to get good police officers that chance of promotion, let us know. How? Well, there's a lot of people who stand up and complain, and there's a lot of people who like to campaign. But if they're doing it for a police officer who then, when they go home, will start to make a change, and they may see and hear that the old lady down the road's problem with the youth or damage to the property was investigated properly, we would be touched rather than angered to hear that these incidents are happening and our ancestors, our past but future, because we would not be here if it was not for these parents and these elderly people, we would just not be here. Their complaints being taken and investigated properly, not put down as a statistic that nine crimes will never be investigated out of 10. That's a very low percentage. 1 out of 10 crimes will be investigated. It almost seems to the public that what would be the point of the police force only doing so little within our communities for people who have concerns. You should be at the top. You should be in charge. These officers who have the right standard and moral standard that justifies their pay. Some people are brought up to really want to make a difference, and they step into the police force dying to make that change, to help these people to stop these intimidating youths from causing trouble, but doing it in such a manner that the respect can still be there. As local officers, local bobbies, I've had to build up relationships with people over years, know can work. It can work. The trust from people then allows calm conversation, calm interaction. And I do wish to see the future of England come away from that brink of the whole of the communities feeling what are our police force really doing. It needs to be open. Everything needs to be on show. We do need to know why we pay them to investigate crimes and then they just don't. So it's a shout out for people out there in the community to kind of put a name and a face to trustworthy, honest police officers. And that's the end of that one.